I will never forget December 14th, 2012. It was my best friend's birthday. It was also the day that I walked into my house and sat with my mom for hours as we watched CNN and Fox update the nation on the brutal events that had occurred in Sandy Hook, Connecticut. I will never forget watching students my own age being led out of school by their teachers, as their peers' bodies lay around them. I will never forget watching Megyn Kelly cry on TV. I had never before seen a journalist show that much raw emotion. I will never forget watching President Obama choke back tears as he addressed the country. But most of all, I will never forget that incident because it is the first event that I can remember that I followed closely. I watched it on the news with my parents. I participated in discussions in the classroom. I read about the controversies over gun ownership and how other countries had dealt with massacres like these in the past. I will never forget that incident because it is the first time that I can remember being fully aware of what was going on around me, fully immersed in history as it was happening. It was a defining moment in my life. I became aware. When talking to my peers, I am often surprised at the indifference that many people have towards the major issues that affect us. So today, I'm going to talk about why it is so imperative that we be aware of what is going on around us, why we should find a side of the political spectrum that we identify with, why we should pay attention to movements like the Women's March or the #MeToo trend, why we should take a stand in regard to gun control. Today, I'm going to talk about why being immersed in history as it is happening is so crucial to our development and how we can do that. We live in an age of technology. For most of us in this room, our phones are like our lifelines. According to Common Sense Media, the average teen spends approximately 9 hours on their phone a day. Considering this, you'd think we'd all be highly aware, highly informed people. However, public knowledge on current events is almost the same as it was 30 years ago, as found by the Pew Research Center for the People and the Press. So much for a technological revolution. I see this as a huge problem, but maybe that's just me. I mean, in this room, some of us are going to grow up to be doctors, or accountants, or teachers, or writers. We even have a DJ. So why should we care about current events? Why should we care about issues that don't directly affect us? Ignorance is not bliss. Our world is constantly changing, and in a world of communication, we should use the resources that we have to be better thinkers, better problem solvers, better workers, and better creators than those before us. In classrooms, even at the dinner table, we converse and debate ideas among each other, whether political, social, or something entirely different. At school, at work, and just in our day-to-day lives, we are constantly faced with decisions that affect both ourselves and others. I believe with a more educated community, one that is aware of what is going on here in our country and around the world, we can, on a small scale, become more educated, informed people and broaden our horizons and interests, and on a larger scale, improve the quality of public discourse and conversation. We can become informed voters, knowledgeable debaters. We can find things that we don't like or disagree with and take an initiative to make a change. We can stop arguing with each other as a nation and start arguing with ideas. We are the grassroots, the common people looking up to the people that head political parties and social movements. We have opinions, as we should, many, many opinions on the things that go on around us. It is our job to be aware, get educated, and speak up about things that we want to change. We often think there's no point. Do our opinions really matter? But we forget that the grassroots, the common people, are the essence of politics and social movements. It was the grassroots that dumped the British tea into the Boston Harbor. It was the grassroots who fought for marriage equality. It is the grassroots who can write letters, make phone calls, create petitions, and stage walkouts. It is our job to get educated and speak up in order to see the changes that we want to see. Now, I'm not going to shine light on a problem and then not offer you any kind of solution. As I said, we live in an age of technology. It shouldn't be hard for us to access the news. We can get notifications for the New York Times, CNN, Fox on our phones or on our laptops. We can read magazines like Time or The Economist, which will always have stuff that interests us. I also recently found an app called the Skimm that I think is really cool. When you download the app, it provides you with current events from that week, and you can choose what interests you. From then on, they base your feed with stuff that they think you'll want to see. The articles are literally 5-minute skims. In my 15-minute ride to school, I can learn about the New York Fashion Week, the government shutdown, and the DMZ between North and South Korea. You can also sync the app up to your calendar so you can get notifications for big events like the start of the Olympics or the royal wedding. I was recently also introduced to a website called The Conversation, which I think delivers the message that I am trying to send. It offers quick, insightful, academic reads on everything from art to politics to religion to technology in an effort to create awareness among its readers. At some point, I'm sure that all of you will have a moment like the one I had all those years ago after the Sandy Hook shooting. Maybe something you are truly passionate about will be challenged. Maybe a travesty so great will occur that you can no longer ignore the issue. Regardless of what it is, I urge you to seize that moment. Get involved. Advocate for your cause. Educate yourself on that topic. Be aware. I would like to end by pointing out that it is almost ironic that I was inspired by my own feelings towards the Sandy Hook shooting to talk about this today. And now, in the last few weeks, we can see students our own age become aware, get educated, and speak up in the aftermath of the Florida school shooting. Thank you.